that sold me something on eBay that said, hey, it was a handwritten note from a 12-year-old, that said, thank you very much for your purchase. We appreciate it. And it reminded me of when I was 10 years old, except I didn't have eBay and didn't have all these options to buy singles online. So it was refreshing. So it just shows you kind of all generations are
the hobby's exploding and the happiness is absurd. Dustin, get in here. Let's tell, like, Dustin, like, Dustin, how much happiness has getting into collecting Pokemon and flipping Pokemon been for you?
Hey, sports card collectors and investors, collectibles investors, thanks for joining me. If you are new to the channel, I apologize. This is not my usual backdrop. I am actually on vacation with my family, and so I'm kind of winging it at this point. We are, traveling, and so I'm kind of out of sorts. I actually have my tripod sitting on a lamp, so definitely winging it. Anyway, we have got over 170 videos at this point on sports card investing, comic book investing, collectibles investing in general, and some personal finance stuff mixed into that as well. But it's mostly centered around collectibles. So thank you for joining. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We have daily videos that come out. So if you like to watch this sort of thing, we put out daily videos. We love doing this. So really appreciate you stopping by. So I will go ahead and dig into it. First off, a shout out to the virtual. So Sports Card Investor is putting on the virtual card trade show that's going to start, I believe it's on Wednesday at 8 p.m. I believe that it can be seen either on YouTube or through sportscardinvestor.com. And it's going to be 5 days. It's going to go Wednesday through Sunday. I'm excited about it just because it's not a typical time in the world, but obviously we don't have live card shows to be able to participate in, or comic book shows or anything for that matter. And so this is, I'm confident that it will be a great production. Just those guys over there at SCI, that there's a team that's putting this all together, and I think that it's going to be really good. So check that out. If anything, it's free to attend. It's free to check it out. So if you're a hobbyist, if you're really into cards, it's certainly worth a look, I would think. So anyway, that starts Wednesday and goes through Sunday. Definitely check that out. All right, today I'm going to be talking about an interesting topic, and this was brought up to me actually by somebody on Twitter. And so just being a collectibles investing style channel, they had mentioned after the LeBron James card, RPA had recently sold for $1.8 million, that, perhaps it was Rally Road that purchased that card, or maybe something like that. And I was thinking, like, I feel like I've heard of Rally before, and I couldn't really pinpoint it. And it turns out I had actually looked at their site, I believe about a year ago. I downloaded their app, never did anything with it, but very intrigued by this concept. And so, and actually, I've reached out to Rally to try to secure some type of an interview to learn a little bit more, about their company and hopefully give them some exposure. I have not used the app. I have not used their service, but I'm in kind of that learning stage where I would really like to learn more. After looking at their website, it certainly comes across as very, very legitimate. Now, is it something for everybody? Maybe not. That's up to you. But it's certainly cool what they're trying to do and what they're doing. And so I would say it's certainly worth checking out. So I'm going to go and actually I'm going to be pulling a lot of data just right off of their website. And I'll go ahead and share that with you. Okay, so if we are looking at their website, right on the homepage, and it's at rallyrd.com. And, it's got a subsection there, assets to appreciate. And essentially it says Rally is a platform for buying and selling equity shares in collectible assets. Together we rally to make investing behind ideas, emotions, and communities safe, easy, and accessible. The result, a 21st century portfolio for everyone. All right. And then when you go to the How It Works tab, essentially step one is they source, verify, and acquire the most noteworthy items from collections and individuals all over the world. We then turn that item into a company via regulatory qualification, then split it into equity shares, and then open an initial offering on Rally where investors of all sizes can purchase shares and build their portfolio. And to give you an idea, I did see that, I saw it somewhere on their site that the average investable share is about $50, to give you an idea. And so after that initial offering, after 90 days, investors have the opportunity to sell their shares in-app or add to their position on periodic trading days through registered broker-dealers. So these guys are actually working through FINRA and working through the SEC. They're working through broker-dealers. So I thought that was really interesting. This is not a, it didn't strike me as a fly-by-night type deal. It looks like they've put a lot of thought and effort into it. I'm looking at the About Rally, or I'm looking at there's an FAQ section here. And by the way, these guys have been featured on Bloomberg, Forbes, New York Times, according to the site. And so it's 3 guys that started this, and they were very interested in, essentially they have all these guys have a lifelong interest in collectible cars, automobiles, and that's what got them into this. And so they started this company, and yeah, I mean, they're working through the SEC. They are registered through, they're working, yeah, these are securities that are offered through a registered broker-dealer that is a member of FINRA, that is licensed in all 50 U.S. states. Very, very interesting. And these guys have various backgrounds. There's a section there, how are the assets selected? They factor rarity, significance, history, value, condition. And of course, just like any other investment, they're looking at what they believe to be upside potential when they're acquiring. Now, something I'd be interested in knowing is if, members or shareholders have any say in this, have any say in what types of collectibles that they get into, or if it's just that it's them, they're picking it and essentially going back, and offering it. And maybe that is in the FAQ page, how they're doing that. Maybe there are some, member suggestions or something like that. I did have somebody tweet me on Twitter as well saying like, hey, and I don't think he was kidding. He said it's the only way that I could own a piece of a Honus Wagner T206. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, if he's not kidding, then they're buying cards, which made me wonder, and maybe I'm late to the game on this. Maybe other people already have this information, but maybe Rally was part of what purchased that $1.8 million LeBron RPA. I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing, but I guess my point is if they're buying Honus Wagner stuff, this could represent essentially, institutional type money, broken down into a fund like this where people are buying shares in collectibles. And they've got, I'm going to go back to the app again, but I know that they had, last time I was on it, they, like I said, they got into it because of their interest in collectible cars. And so it's a lot of, if you want to own a piece of that rare Ferrari, if you want to own a piece of, these types of collectible cars that of course nobody can really get in on, it's a very, to me, it's an awesome concept because, of course, you can't actually park that thing in your garage, but that Ferrari is, those Ferraris are in the millions of dollars to buy. So very, very few people are going to be able to own one, let alone, and then would you even want to have a $2 million car in your garage that you're trying to maintain and take care of? Maybe that's something you would want to buy a share in though. So it's just an extremely interesting concept that I want to look harder at, especially with collectibles as a whole gaining steam. Now look, traditional investments aren't doing too badly either. If you're looking at the stock market, you're looking at real estate, it kind of feels like everything is a little bit up right now. I know we've had stock market swings, over the last few months, but for the most part, everything is looking pretty, real estate is high as well. It's not like real estate's taking a dive. It just seems like everything has kind of been on the rise lately. So really interesting thing. I wanted to just share this with you. Rally Road. It's rallyrd.com. They do have an Android app and an iOS app, an Apple app. So definitely check it out. I'm going to try to get an interview with these guys and learn more because I'm very interested in kind of hearing more about their plans and what they want to do with it and how they're getting people to get involved. How are they finding shareholders, for this service. So I will keep you posted, guys. Tell me in the comments, what do you think about this? I'll try, what I'll do too, I'll put a link to their site as well. Take a look at it. Tell me what you think. Is it crazy? Is it bogus? Am I missing something here? Have you already known about this? Are you using it? Are you using it? And if you are, how do you like it? Is it a site that you feel has growth? Do you think that they're going to go bigger into cards? You know, and after this, I'm gonna go back and look at the app. It'll probably show me, you know, 1,000 cards that they've invested in that I wasn't aware of. But I guess that's my point. You know, I seriously doubt that you know, cards have to be on their radar, especially if this one guy was saying that he owned a piece of a Honus Wagner T206. So anyway, let me know what you guys think of this. And I want to kind of get into some discussion in the comments, and we will go from there. But hey guys, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with me. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. We've got daily content coming out for sports card investing, collectibles investing, and everything in between. So we appreciate you. Take care. We'll talk to you again later, guys.